Ladies, you know what time it is. Y'all came to talk about that what?
Dick!
Y'all love to hear about that what?
Dick!
Y'all love to suck that what?
Dick.
Y'all some freaks. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the microphone, one of the legends of male review, the innovator of the pie show, the one who had you sneaking across the border to Canada, six-time Danny's Dancer of the Year. I'm the Chuck D After Dark podcast with strip club stories, nightlife, music. Here he is, the legend. Make some noise for the one and only Chuck D. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get uncensored.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the special guest you guys have all been waiting for. This is Chuck D E After Dark podcast. But before I announce this young man, this gentleman's been on tour with me all over the United States. He's done shows all over the world. He's done shows in different numerous states. He's done shows and featured at Watts, Henry's Palace. He's also done UBQs. He's won multiple titles with me, being in my Dancer of the Year competitions. He's helped me win a couple. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, give it a round of applause. This is Tokkyo.
Konnichiwa. Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka?
I love it. I love it. All right, thanks. We're going to get him ready. So what we're going to talk about today, this gentleman is one of the top performers I've seen around for a long time. He's helped me do a lot of stuff, put some shows and give advice on a couple things. Oh, he's got the Superhero 313. Oh, yeah. I see him promoting his brand.
You know how we do.
Not only that, this man is also a double stunt artist where he does different things in movies. And he does things like as far as when you do the acrobats and stunt doubles and stuff like that. He also does that in different movies. And he's also featured in a couple movies. So we're going to talk about all these things today on the Chuck D E After Dark podcast.
Thank you, my friend. I'm here with Chuck D.
Check it out. So, Tokkyo,
Yes, sir.
what got you into stripping and taking your clothes off? Make sure you get in here, my guy.
Well, man, we got to kind of go back to, I guess, the end of high school days. A couple of friends of mine who I went to high school with, they had been doing it, but one was still in high school. The other two weren't. They asked me to do it, and I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't me. And they were like, come on, man, you be good. Nah, it ain't me. So now we fast forward about 15 years. My boy, Egyptian Lover, Roger Waterhouse, Highland Park, Polar Bear alumni.
HP?
Yes. See, he was the one that been doing it in high school.
Okay.
So he come up to me one day and he's like, hey, man, I got this show. And he's like, you like to perform, you B-boy and all that stuff. He's like, why don't you come do this show with me? I'm like, what kind of show? Because I already kind of had an idea. And I'm like, nah, bro, I can't get down with the little string up my butt running around. No. He's like, come on, man. If you see it, I'm telling you, you'll dig it.
That damn string.
So I go to the show with him. It was in Toledo, Ohio. We walk into a gymnasium. Now, the gymnasium had to hold about, I say, 700-800 people.
Okay.
Little stage in the thing. And I'm like, damn, I ain't never been in no school like this. So the DJ come in. I'm standing in the back with the promoter. And so they playing the music and stuff and getting them all hyped, like you used to do, get on the mic, talk shit.
Oh, all the time.
I'm like, all right, this is cool. Man, after the first two dudes went out and I saw what they did, I was like, man, I could do that. But I was like, I just can't be running around with no string up my butt. So I was like, nah, man, I'll pass on it. He's like, come on, man, you'll be good at this. I was like, nope. About 2 weeks later, he called me back. He in a pinch because if he doesn't bring the amount of guys that he signed on the contract, he forfeit the contract. So I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. Dude, I don't have no clothes, no nothing. I'm a gym rat. So he was like, well, wear one of them little wrestling outfits you got. He's like, I'll give you some shoes and stuff. He was like, I got some little things you could do. Man, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I go out there, I'm pop locking, and they getting off on it, but then I'm doing flips and stuff and presses and handstand, and they scream for that, but then they kind of like, when are you going to take something off? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Take it off.
I'm like, man. So I start coming out, my clothes all shy and stiff, and they screaming. I didn't get $1.
Oh, damn.
So I'm like, man, this definitely ain't for me. So now I'm mad. So anyway, I have to do my show. I sit back.
So the competitive part came out in you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So then,
You're like,
you know,
I'm going to get your ass.
right. So I didn't plan on doing it anymore, but because I work at trying to better myself, I was like, man, I can't let this beat me. I know I could do this. So opportunity came. He was like, come on, man. One more time with me, man. One more time. He's like, the ladies actually did like you. And I'm like, yeah, they did. Why didn't they get no money? He's like, oh, well, it's like that the first time they kind of see you. They got to get used to you. I'm like, whatever. So anyway, I had a little time to prepare. I watched what the other guys did. I just did something I thought would be cool. Go out there. And of all places, we was in Flint, Michigan.
Damn.
You already know.
They rough. They rough out
You
there.
already know.
And the crowd is rough. When you perform in
Yes.
Flint, they will boo you.
In a heartbeat.
If you don't come to the stage right, they will boo you.
So here's the funny thing. Me and my amateurish stuff, I got some money.
Damn, okay.
They actually started clapping.
Okay.
Women was giving me my self. Oh, okay, I knew I could do it. I got the hang of it. But I didn't want to do it again. So now, we fast forward a couple of months, he come back to me. Hey, man, we got another show in Flint, man. They liked you up there. I'm like, okay, I'll be ready. So now I had a chance to prepare and really get some props and stuff together. I'm like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to knock him over the head. I'm going to keep up with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you probably already figured out,
Yep.
I stunk the place up. They didn't clap. They didn't fall out no money. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? They love me.
Oh, man.
Different crowd.
Different crowd, different people, man. That's why, one thing that I always learned how to do, even when I went on tour with you, Toke, is like I learned how to adapt to any type of situation, any type of crowd. And I'm sure you learned that right off the rip, too, once you got used to dancing.
Right. So people don't understand that there is a difference in, I won't say quality, but performances. There's a difference in the places that you go. So like for you to be good at where you at, they're used to a certain style, a certain pace. Over here, basically, kind of like as we say in the hood, they used to a certain pace. So you were able to actually come in with nobody knowing you and blow the place up. That's something that's rare because a lot of them guys that then came from Chicago and Texas and Tennessee, and they think, oh yeah, I'm Big Dick Willie, I'm coming in here and whopping them overhead. They went home with their tail between their legs because women have different standards.
Yes. You
And-
got to be able to adapt to any type of crowd when you're out there stranded on an island by yourself.
Correct. So after I done that, started learning the tricks of the trade. So me and one of the guys, Total Package, Marquise Green, and Tragan Kier. I'm sure a lot of people know them, Prince Innocent and Total Package.
Yep, I remember both of them, man.
right.
Very good entertainers.
Right. So
Prince, one of the top.
we were all in a group called Forbidden Pleasure. So sometimes Forbidden Pleasure would get shows with all 6 members, and then sometimes people would hire you. They'll see your show, and they'll have another event and want to bring you to that show.
Right.
So basically, that's kind of how I started getting more involved in it, because the shows that I created was all kind of Oriental type themes,
Right.
but it had basically regular romantic type stuff in it. So people start, wanting to see more of what I was doing.
And that's one thing that I've always want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I've known you, what made you and what did you do as far as your martial arts to prepare for what you did and who you became? And why did you pick Tokyo? Out of all stage names, was it to be different?
That's a very good question, and I have an answer for you.
Well, good. I need to know because I've known you my whole life, and I
All right.
still don't know.
As I said, I was a gym rat. And there was a guy named Joe White. Joe White was the first person who set up the exercise program for all of Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And he came from Chicago.
Okay.
So me and him trained in the same gym. He had a little show on cable, and he needed like some models. So he had asked me if I would come on and, demonstrate exercises and stuff with him.
So you could always do acrobats even when you were young
Right.
and stuff like that? Okay.
Right, because I was a B-boy, so a B-boy break dancer.
Yep.
I did the pop lock, and I did the spinning on the head, I did the lock and the jit and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I already had that skill, which I put into the show. But how I got the name was one of the young ladies on the show. It was called Lifestyles 2000.
Okay.
And it came on like, I think, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we would do exercise tips. But one of the young ladies on the show, I was kind of digging her. Her name was Tamika. I think it was
Okay.
Tamika Jackson. Fit. I mean, muscles, tone, hips, nice. So I didn't have a car at the time, so I would ask Tamika, hey, take me to the crib. She's like, yeah, no problem.
We've all been there before. Without a damn car.
So one day, these two dudes approached me, and they like, hey man, is that chick named Tokyo? Huh? Man, that ain't Tamika. No, bro, that chick named Tokyo. She dance at Watts. I'm like, no, she don't. We almost get into a fist fight over this. So later on that day, she driving me home. I said, hey, Meek, what do you do for work? And she laughed. And I'm like, what, is it funny? And then she was like, why you want to know? I said, well, these two dudes approached me at the gym, and they said that you a stripper. She laughed again. So I'm like, okay, maybe she is a stripper. So then she said, well, I'll tell you, but is that why you like me? I said, like you for what? I'm like, you in shape. You look good. The hell, what that means? She said, no, I am a dancer, and I go by the name of Tokyo.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, shit. Now I got to go back and apologize to these dudes. She says, well, I was going to ask you, have you ever thought about dancing? That would be perfect for you. Plus, you got Asian in you. And I'm like, no, I can't. This was before I got into.
You do got
doing
Asian
it.
in you, right?
Yes.
That's why I was wondering. I was like, man,
Yes.
how can this dude?
My great-grandfather and my great-grandma.
Yeah, because I could tell by the eyes.
My great-grandmom looked like a little black Japanese Indian lady.
Yeah, and it was always like a unique style that you had, and the way you looked and everything,
Right.
and the way you entertained.
Right.
And one of the things that I liked about you was like I said, you was different from everybody. You was different. Like, I remember we did a Dancer of the Year when we did Gladiator
Yeah.
at Danny's together.
Yeah.
And you came down and you started at the other end and the spotlight hit you. And, we didn't really rehearse your intro.
No, we didn't.
But you had a certain music that you came to. But what you did was you did backflips all the way down the damn aisleway, came up in front of the stage, spit out the fire, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm Russell Crowe, and I'm in my gladiator outfit,
Yes,
and all of a
sir.
sudden Mortal Kombat kicked in, ding, 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 ding. Mortal Kombat. I'm like, and I'm about to battle this dude. I was like, "Oh hell no!" He's just trying to show me up on my
Hey,
own
dude,
show.
I wanted you to look good.
Oh,
You got to win.
Shit, you made me
got to
look
win.
good. Oh, yeah,
You got to
well-
win.
Well, my shows were impeccable, man. That's no doubt about it. But that made my show just look even way better.
Yes,
So
sir.
I was like, yes.
Yes,
and you know
sir.
that's when I had grew on my beard. I had the Caesar,
Yes,
looked like
sir.
Russell Crowe. I had my guys carrying me in the cage all the way to the stage. But one thing about you is you just made that stage show just look phenomenal. And you used the aisleways, you used the stage, like I said, when you spit out the fire and everything, man. You know, and that's what entertainment's about.
Thank you, sir.
It's not all about just the look, right? But if you don't have the entertainment part with the look, what's the sense of having the look?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So to me, you had the total package. You was different from anybody that I've seen. You had the style, the different outfits. I remember all your outfits. You had some of the best outfits that I've ever seen. And you said you had a special lady that made those outfits.
We actually had a couple of people.
Okay.
Kawaja, aka Goldfinger, who was an ex-dancer.
Okay.
This young lady named Yolanda who used to come to the club, but she was a seamstress. And then we had Donald. Donald was known all throughout the state for his stuff. He did a lot of stuff for a lot of the people doing the drag shows and stuff too. So
Yeah, your outfits was amazing.
Thank you.
That's one thing that I always admired about you. But let's backtrack a little bit. So the first time I met you was in 1996.
yeah, it's 96, 97.
96. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Bodacious was working at Danny's, and he's also working at Henry's Palace and Watts at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't even meet you yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then, next thing you know, Bodacious was like, "Hey, why don't you come to Henry's Palace, and why don't you come to Watts? They'll love you. You're Caucasian, you could dance, you get along with everybody, you got some soul in you, got some rhythm in you. You know, you're definitely not white." And I was like, last time I checked, I thought I was. No, you're
Right,
not white.
right.
No, you ain't white. I was like, okay, well, let me know when you want to come. So, you know, I came. And next thing you know, you see me. I blew it up, whatever, did good. And you came up to me, he's like, hey, man, I like your style. I like the way you perform. You're different. Can I get your number?
Right.
And you said, when can I get your number? That's when we started touring
Yeah.
all over the United States together.
Again, going back to, as I said, you were able to come into a place that's predominantly black, show what you could do on your side, and it works. When we went every place else, it worked because you have talent. You had
Thank you.
ability.
Thank you.
See, the thing is, it's not really so much even the looks in, we'll say Watts and Henry's. It was basically the favoritism that really got a lot of dancers over. Some of them were good, but the women were only used to seeing that particular guy. The women that liked the guys that danced slow, that had the bodies, that's who they gravitate to. The girls who liked the dudes who could dance fast, that's what they gravitate to. If you remember, in Watts and Henry's, those guys, they actually dressed in suits. You know, when they did their routines, they had clothes on, just regular clothes they go get from the store. But then they had the little special made G-strings, what they call the UFOs. Those wasn't really flattering. They like a big ass diaper with the ass out. But they held a lot of money.
Right.
Now we get guys like you who's used to dance totally nude. We get the guy that come from Chicago, they wearing the dick string. Whole different ball game. Now women eyes is like, shit, they got stuff like this going on. But even some of those out of town guys, they didn't perform like you.
Yeah, I was just a little bit different from everybody, you know, like how when you came to Danny's, right? You was so different from everybody else. They loved you. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And they loved it. It was a different style.
Yes.
Same like as when I went to the other clubs, it was different, something different.
Think about this. Here it is, you're a guy who get paid to dance nude. But when we went on the road, how many times did you actually get nude?
Not too many times.
Exactly.
Not too many
Now,
times.
think about the other guys. How did they actually get over?
They had to show their dick.
Exactly. So, therefore, It's about being new, but it's about how you present it, being sexy.
And you know, the one thing about me was I was never afraid to get
exactly.
naked. Even if I didn't have my go-go juice from erectile dysfunction, I'd
Right.
still get butt-ass
Right.
naked and run all through the club. And
Right.
they's like, this motherfucker's crazy,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
I knew that I wasn't afraid to get naked at any club, like I said.
But the thing was, you didn't really have to.
No.
Your show and your ability spoke for yourself.
Thank you.
So that made you stand out amongst everybody else. That's what made a lot of guys kind of hate a little bit, because you could do things that they couldn't. They only had one thing. After you get past, I was told one time, after you get past being naked, what's next?
You're through. If you ain't got nothing else, you are through. And that's one thing about that I noticed. I've seen some of the best dancers I've ever seen in my life in Detroit, right? And that's no disrespect to any other state.
Right, correct.
Or state or city. I've seen some of the best entertainers I've ever seen in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get tipped $1 because they had nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come with the show.
Exactly.
They didn't dress properly for the occasion.
Exactly.
They came up there and hip rolled and did jit and then nothing else. And then that was it.
Right.
And, you know, like, I understand it's good and it's good to have that. It's good to have that in your arsenal. But I think a lot of times people got away from the entertainment aspect.
Yes.
And just, they just wanted to go out there because they knew they had their couple customers that was going to throw their money and stuff like that. So they got away a little bit from the actual entertainment. But one thing that I can always say is you stuck true to your game.
So did you.
You really stuck true to your game. You never changed who you was. Listen, it could be 100 people in the crowd, 1,000 people in the crowd, but you'd always put on a show.
Oh, for sure. That's what I was
No
there to
matter
do.
what.
Same way. That's why we got along so well, is because you understood it's about business. We had something to offer more than just showing your dick, coming out, bunch of muscles, and prancing around. It was something. I even had men tell me one time, dancing at a bachelor, I think it was a birthday party. Now I'm terrified because I'm in the hood on Gratiot Avenue in a bar. Lady said if I did not show up at her own birthday party, she was not coming.
Oh,
This place is packed.
you got a show.
I mean, wall to wall. She got all her relatives, even her mama there, her granddaddy there. How am I gonna go in there and shake my shit in front of all these people? Dude.
With guys in there.
Yes.
Grandmas and grandparents. And this and
exactly.
that.
So
but
now,
I know you still going to entertain.
after I got through doing what I was doing, dudes came to me and was like, hey, bro, I ain't no sissy or nothing like that. But they was like, what you did, I was digging that. The Mortal Kombat look, the flips to all of that. They was like, that was very entertaining. I see why my lady and her friends go down there to see you guys now.
Yeah.
That was a very good compliment to me, because it meant that I wasn't doing nothing that guys got to feel uncomfortable. It's guys giving they women stacks. Go ahead, dog, beat her up. Cause soon as you get through, I'm taking her home and I'm getting the real stuff. Okay, guy, I'm with that. Not a lot of guys could do that. Once they give away the milk from the cow, that's that. I don't need you no more. And that's what a lot of the dancers end up kind of doing. You had something to fall back on, like you said. I had erectile dysfunction, so I couldn't really show my dick. You didn't have to. That made you learn how to become a great entertainer.
It had
Very
to,
successful.
because I had to separate myself.
Exactly.
I had to separate myself when everybody would use that as their tool to make money. I was like, I got to be different.
Yes.
I mean, I will show it. And
Yeah.
I will get butt ass naked in front of 1,000 people. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But then I also, if I forgot my go-go juice, you know I was coming with the apple pie. So
Hey, but it worked, and people loved that, and they never even really thought about, well, wait a minute, he wasn't even naked. You was naked to a certain extent, but you wasn't running
Right.
around just slapping your sword everywhere.
No. The thing about it is I would give the illusion that I'm butt ass, which I got
There you
naked,
go.
but they wouldn't see it fully because I'd
There
do it
you
so
go.
quick. Next thing you know, I'm fucking a pie. I'd always have the towel wrapped right here, like by my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would throw it over me real quick. And by then they see it just a little bit. After I get the apple pie and the whipped cream off and shake it a little bit, they seen it and they're like, ah.
But that's
that
the
was-
art of the strip tease.
Yes.
The tease.
Mhm.
And as you said, a lot of guys got away from the entertainment and they didn't know how to tease.
Yeah, like I said, when I went to I'll never forget when I went to Henry's and I went to like I said, Watts and UBQs, man. You guys were all good dancers. That's one thing I can say about that,
Mm-hmm.
is you guys are the best hip rollers I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
Some of the
Detroit
best-
known for that. That's
Some of the
Detroit
best
thing.
jitters
Yes.
I've ever seen in my
Yes.
life. And believe it or not, I learned things from you, people like Prince Innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from Healer, TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
1245. I learned a lot of stuff from Strictly Ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Kane, my boy Tank Dogs, Capital Punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Just so many guys. OD was one of the best
MCs.
MCs ever. I learned a lot even from him,
Mm-hmm.
being around him. I know there's so many dancers that I'm forgetting about, but you was always in the top of my category of top entertainers across the United States and in our own home city of Detroit,
you.
Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't really get much better than what I seen, what you guys were doing.
Correct.
And you would book me on shows with you, Prince Innocent, and a couple other guys, and then you guys would bring in out-of-towners. Let me ask you this. Out of all the out-of-towners that you've seen, but you can't consider yourself an out-of-towner. And you knew me, so I'm not an out-of-towner. So
Right.
let's get that out of the way.
Right.
Who is the best out-of-town guy that you've seen? And then I'll tell you who's the best out-of-town guy that I've seen, not only on tour that we went and when they came here to visit us.
Wow, that's a good question.
I had some questions for your ass today.
That's a good question. Oh, the best.
And you don't have
Overall or just
just
for what they did?
Just-
what they could do.
just came out no matter what, would shut it down. Maybe they might not even did the best. Maybe they might just have had something different.
Well,
And I got people off my mind that comes right off the rip because they stuck in my head.
well, I would have to say another guy like yourself. The Enforcer.
Okay, yeah, the Enforcer, one of the
from
goats.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
yes. He,
One of the first original white guys to
yes.
perform. I was number 2.
Yes. Yes.
But I think the Enforcer was the first one at Watts. I was the first one at Henry's.
Yes.
Yep.
Now the thing was, he could do fast, he could do slow. He just had that it factor.
That it
He
factor.
knew
And when
how
you
to-
got that, yes.
He knew how to tease.
And one thing about the Enforcer is he had your guys' style a little bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
He took
yeah,
a little bit
yeah,
and combined
yeah,
his own
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Good looking dude, stud, you
Yeah.
know, good body, built.
Yep.
And then he used it, and then he did the format with the dick string and all that
Yeah.
stuff too. See, that's why I brought something totally way different from anybody, because I wasn't used to that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the Enforcer, who else?
I'm very hard to impress, man. Who else would I would say? I would probably say Jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. I don't know if you remember him. Everybody used to ask me and him. They used to get us confused and say we was brothers.
Okay.
He's from Detroit.
Okay.
But he was the guy we met when I took you to Kentucky.
Oh.
Jazz. He did the
okay.
cowboy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Jazz was good.
Jazz.
But just far as no props, just using a song and his body, I would have to say Star from DC.
Star from DC.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. I always liked Outlaw from DC.
Everybody did. Okay.
Outlaw from DC because he did something different that I've never seen in my life. When he spray painted himself all silver.
Yeah.
The outfit, the
Yeah.
cowboy hat, the
Yeah.
gloves, the fringe on the
Yeah.
gloves, the
Yeah.
boots, everything was silver, bro. His face was gold. I mean,
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not gold, silver. The lipstick was like, bro, he looked like,
A statue.
yes. And when he came out and then all of a sudden moved out of the statue,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I've never seen nothing like that. Another one that I remember, I always like Big Romeo. Big
You like
Rome.
Rome?
I like Big Rome because
Okay.
not saying he was the greatest dancer, right? But as far as built,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That weight.
Like
yeah.
6'3", 6'4", fucking
Yeah.
say 230,
Yeah.
250, just
Yeah.
built,
Yeah.
looking like a Greek goddess.
Right.
Rome from Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
That's another one.
Okay.
And another one that stood out. And you're gonna think I'm crazy because I seen the guy get booed, right? But it just remembered I just liked him for some reason because he was wild and chocolate shake.
Oh, no, I was just getting ready to say that. I knew you was gonna say that. I
Because
knew you
because
was
he,
gonna say that.
because he was crazy like me. He was crazy like me. And I seen him get booed and I'm like, damn, that was my boy last week. He got off. Then he came back the following week and got booed. I'm like, God,
Detroit,
it's rough
man.
in Detroit.
Yeah, that's Detroit, though.
It's
They
rough.
don't play. They
And I-
don't play.
And I got one more out of towner.
Okay, who?
One more out of towner that shut everybody down.
Hold on.
Hold on, don't say nothing, don't say nothing.
Let me see.
Don't say nothing.
Man, you bet not mention that guy.
Listen, Rick the Ruler.
Oh,
Rick the Ruler. All he had to do was show his dick and it was over
but
with.
that's
I don't give a fuck.
okay,
Listen,
but he don't qualify.
listen, all you people out there who think
don't
you guys are
qualify.
well endowed, including you porn stars and all you motherfuckers out there think you guys are well endowed. This dude said he was from the Nassau, Bahamas, I think. They flew his ass in. All he had to do was sit in a chair. He had a robe wrapped around him, and all he did was lift the robe, and that motherfucker almost hit the ground sitting from a chair. I shit you not. And he's a witness.
Hey, but now if you go say Rick the Ruler, then you also got to say Pistol Pete.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I seen Rick the Ruler. I didn't see Pistol Pete.
Oh, okay. They the same.
Okay, well, Rick the Rulers look like a whole motherfucking arm touching the ground, swinging like a like a clock, tick, tock, tick, and then he rolls it a little bit more out the towel, more, and I was like, you got to be shitting me. That's a whole nother arm. So all you porn stars that think you well endowed, I promise you, you don't want to go next to them guys. You don't.
Yeah.
You will get embarrassed.
Him and Pistol Pete. Yeah, I heard stories about
So
those
all you
guys.
motherfuckers who say, oh, I got 13, 14, theirs were surpassed that soft. Yeah, that's what's fucked up about it.
You're right.
And I don't mean to talk about people's stuff like that, but I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life.
right.
And he shut it down. They was just throwing money. He didn't even dance. He just sat in the
Yeah,
fucking
he just sat in
chair.
the chair. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He just sat in the chair like this,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, he just showed it a
Yeah.
little bit more, a little bit
Yeah.
more, a little bit more, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, he did the towel thing and undid it, and just sitting there letting it swing like an arm. I was like, you gotta be shitting me, bro. Here I gotta dance my ass off, sweat my ass off,
and
all he's gotta do is just let it hang.
spit fire.
Yeah, spit fire, back flips,
Right.
do this, do that, fucking pie, get my dick off, fucking apple pie with whipped cream, and then it's sticky the rest of the night. Then I'm gonna go in the parking lot and try to get my dick sucked to get it off. Whatever the case may be. But then were like my top 4 to 5 guys.
Okay,
That-
some of them I agree with.
And like I said, there's a lot, but they just stuck in my mind. You know what I mean? They stuck in my mind. There's people that was, I'm sure, even better than them. You know what I mean? Along the way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying because I didn't get to go out of town a lot because of my home club, Danny's of Windsor. But when they got to come here, them were the guys who stuck out in my mind.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was impressed by them. All the guys that I had just mentioned. Now let me ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your top male dance group? Who's your top male dance group? And then I'll tell you mine.
I didn't really have a male dance group.
I'm gonna tell you a couple of mine, and I'm gonna tell you why they stuck out
Go
to
ahead,
me.
tell me. Yeah.
I liked 1245
Now, why did you like them?
because they were the first person that I seen come out on all white suits with some Air Force Ones, and they were all decked out, white, triple white, all on white everything, with white baseball caps, white gloves, and they had a sweet ass routine with it.
Okay.
Now they could have came out and not had a sweet ass routine with it, but I liked the way they walked in. They all looked alike, all matched. It just looked so crispy to me. So that always stuck with my mind.
Okay.
So when I seen them wear the Air Force Ones, I took a little bit of that.
Right.
Then went to Danny's and put on the Jordans, the Jordan 11s, with
Right.
my white suit.
Right.
So I took a little bit from them, but then I added
right.
my own different
right.
shit with it. And that was one. One group that really stuck out to my mind too was Strictly Ghetto. I really like Ghetto, Strictly
Well,
Ghetto.
why?
Because I know, but I'm telling you why. Because when I'd go there, the crowd loved them.
Yeah,
and
they did.
And they'd get the crowd so hype it made you want to get and dance. It made you want to get up and start gigging with them.
Okay.
And they'd start dancing and, just all in sync, but they were hype, wearing just jogging outfits, That was another one. I always liked Capital Punishment.
Yeah.
Capital Punishment
was cool.
They was always good. And I liked TKO.
Okay.
I liked TKO. And then I definitely got to represent the Tank Dogs. I always liked the Tank Dogs. Man, they had that rough style, but I just liked them because to me, like they just had that, that Detroit fire in them. You know what I mean? That grit that I liked. And I would take stuff that I learned from all them groups and create even more and stuff that I learned from you and stuff like that. Like, the different groups and stuff like that. Now, name your top 5 just entertainers.
You.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Prince Innocent. Platinum Gold. The Enforcer.
Them are some good names.
Where is a name you might not be too. Pit Viper. Pit Viper danced with us in Forbidden Place.
I've heard good things about Pitt.
Pit.
I heard good things about Pitt.
Him. I'm trying to think. Who did I really, it's not too many of them. Well, I guess I would have to say Romeo because as big as he was.
To move like that a little bit.
Yes.
Because he could barely fit through a door.
You're right. And then when I saw him do those backflips, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah,
and that's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And a big dude to be able to do that.
And he was light on his feet with it. So I would say him. I think that's about it. There were a few other guys that I liked the way they danced, but they were carbon copies of other dancers.
Okay.
So I would leave it at them. Those are the guys that I liked.
All right, I'm gonna tell you mine, and I got to put you on there for sure, 110%, because you always impressed me no matter what. So I gotta. I'm gonna say you, not because you're on my show. I would have said it even if your ass wasn't here. I don't care what. This is my show. I can say what the fuck I want. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. Gotta say you. Definitely Prince Innocent. I always liked Prince Innocent. I always liked TikTok. Always been a fan of TikTok.
Okay.
I've always been a fan of Healer. I've always been a fan. So that's 4 right there, right? And I gotta say, freestyle. I like freestyle. Freestyle was just smooth with it. He could move, the way he floated, the way he could dance. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, that was my, like you, like I said, Prince, Innocent, Tick, freestyle. There's so many more. And at Watts, Henry's, and UBQs back in the day. There was so many more. I'm just saying those were my favorite that I liked as far as in the club. Now, there was some good dancers, so no disrespect to anybody. I'm just going by who I remember.
Right.
The short times.
Who inspired you?
Yeah, the short times that I was there. Out of all the people who treated me the best was you, Prince Innocent. Prince Innocent always put me on his shows. You always put me on his shows, no matter what. Prince put a lot of money in my pocket. And I want to say, Prince Innocent, love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Tokkyo, I appreciate you for everything you've done to me over the years and all the money. But Eddie Kane was my man. I told you that earlier before we went on the show. Yeah. Eddie Kane was my man. Eddie Kane would come up to me and be like, Chuck, you gonna do my party next week? I'd be like, Eddie, man, I can't keep calling off Danny's to come over here and perform at Henry's and Watts. Man, I'm gonna
you get fired.
Yeah, they might not fire me, but they might suspend me or give me something or do something, or say take a week off. I says, I can't do it. He says, well, how much would you normally make? I says, about 500, American or whatever, after I cash it in. Eddie Kane do some shit like this, bro. I'll give you 500 now and 300 if you show up. I want you on my show. So I went to rehearsal and they did this skit with Capital Punishment, and they trained, they had this thing, and then they had me hidden in this box, and they came out and I did, nowadays everybody want to talk. They got something to say, but nothing comes out. Right now when I came out of the box, I did the Eminem skit with the baseball cap and the Tiger jersey. And I did that, and it was so cool to get to do shows and entertain with you, Prince Innocent, Healer, Tick, Silk, Eddie Kane, like all them guys, all the groups, they were all good. But them were the ones that stood
out for you.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're gonna get into something different.
Okay.
Who was your top 5 entertainers at Danny's?
Well, I didn't really know a lot of the guys.
Yeah, but some people have to stand out to you.
You.
Okay.
And Renee. When he did that motherfucking werewolf skit, and he went and had that fucking dog come out and sat at the end of the stage like he turned into the fucking werewolf, it was over. But you beat him.
Okay. So I got to correct you on that. Because it was a long time ago. Okay? But to me, yes, Renee's one of the GOATs in Danny's, no doubt. Because, he's one of the first French Canadians, and all them guys came there. But that was a dude named Johnny.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Johnny, yes. He cracked the bait. He cracked the bat with a hook kick, I think it was. That was the other thing. I was like, oh, you're a martial artist. Yes. And
he could do the Russian sit-ups.
Yes.
That means when you lay flat on your stomach.
Yep.
And be able to lift up like this.
While somebody holding your feet. Correct.
I've never seen anybody do that.
Really?
Not like that. He did like 5 of them. I've seen people do 1. He did 5.
It's actually a track exercise. So I've seen a couple of guys do it. But
I'm just
the
saying
way he did it, they didn't do it like that. And when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, oh my God.
Johnny.
And I'm glad you said Johnny, because Johnny's the one who made my electrocution chair show for Shocker.
Which was one of my favorite. Because when that was the first thing I saw you do.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is he going to do with this? How he going to make this sexy? Dude, when you put that shit together, then you hit that elevator up and down, it was over, dog. It was over. I was like, yeah, this boy is sweet. He got some talent.
And then everybody that don't know what the Shocker show is, I had this electrocution chair, and, I had the helmet that lit up, but I had this explosion thing. If I touched a button, there would be an explosion go behind the chair, like I'm getting electrocuted, right?
Right.
And then, every time I'd sit back in the chair, I'd do a different character.
Yes.
Like, I'd start off doing Elvis, then the Beastie Boys, then Vanilla Ice, then MC Hammer, different characters, and that's how I did it. But that was one of your favorite shows?
Yes. That was the very first one I saw.
Okay.
That was before we got into the Caesar and all the other stuff, and you sneaking me across the damn border, and
the
my
Egyptian.
little niece playing in the skit. You was a wild guy. You right. You and Tucker shake some crazy motherfuckers.
So we got to tell you the story about this, y'all. You know, we're gonna start getting into stories now, and the reason we got getting into stories is because I'm telling you, me and this guy could talk for hours, but we got to get these stories now. So, what happened was, we did the Eminem skit, right? And I need this little girl to play Lily, right? I don't want no grown-ass woman in the bed. So I made this trailer home, put it over in the side of the building, and I had this little girl that happened to be his niece. So I says, look, you got to do me a favor. You got to sneak over your little niece because she's familiar with me and she knows me.
Mm-hmm.
And she always called me Uncle Chuck. Okay? So bring her over. I'll pay you guys. You know, I paid well back then. You know that. I'll pay you guys and just sneak her in the side door. We'll hide her underneath the bed so nobody can see her. And then when I do the lullaby part, she did it to a T. She rose up. I sung the lullaby to her and she goes, you only get one shot, Uncle Chuck. Don't blow it. And everybody stood up.
Yes, they
and
went
that
crazy.
music dropped.
They went crazy.
Lose Yourself. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. That
Yep.
club went bananas.
Yes.
Right? And then I was like, man, I'm crazy as hell. So another show, Gladiator.
You think?
Oh my God. So we're getting ready for Gladiator. And anybody who knows Chuck, I always sit up in the dressing room. I don't come on the floor until I do my show.
Right.
Because I focus, I get my mind right, thinking what I got to do. Everybody's there to beat me. It was me versus everybody, basically, in the club. Even though I'm friends with all of them, but they all want to beat Chuck D, Dancer D. That's just what it was, right? And the thing about it is I'll never forget, like, I was so excited to do this show with you. Because it was Dancer of the Year. I had you. I had Big Doug in it. Big Bo. Some other guys. I had my four bodybuilders carry me in the cage. Like I had Dante and
Did John
kinda-
did John send? No, John didn't do that one, did he?
what it was it was John Simmons' sister this time.
Vicky, right.
Vicky.
Right.
So Vicky led the cage. It was Dante and a key, which is the anaconda, carrying me in the cage, right? But before we get to that, I get a call 2 hours from the show, and Tokyo calls me and says, Chuck, I can't make it. They sent me back at the border. Now, he's part of like 10 minutes of my show.
Mind you, I had been back and forth all for the last 2 weeks.
For practice. Right?
No problems.
So then I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I said, meet me at the Renaissance Center. I'm coming to get you. You're like, what? I go, I'm coming to get you. They're like, no fucking way. I says, I'm coming to get you. Stay by the Renaissance Center across the street. I'll pick you up. So we met somewhere at like behind a building, the dumpster. I had my hockey equipment in the back. I take my hockey equipment in the back. I threw that bitch on the motherfucking
We put it by
side
the
of a dumpster.
right?
You're like, what are you doing with your equipment?
Brand
I go,
new equipment.
Yes. I go, man, fuck that equipment. That was my hockey equipment too. Brand
Yeah,
new
it was.
skates, equipment.
Yep.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yep.
Because I wanted to win. This was going to be my 4th year in a row.
Right.
And it was kind of like a
Big deal. It was a big deal.
milestone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, it's like, damn, there I go. I got to go get him. I have to go get him. So I threw that shit out, put the hockey equipment by the dumpster, threw him in the back of the trunk, shut the door. I said, don't say a fucking word. You go, what are you doing? I said, just stay in the fucking trunk. So I'll never forget. They said, Chuck, don't you got a Dancer of the Year contest? I said, yeah, but I forgot one of my outfits that I had to get, and I had to bring it back. They're like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Outfits.
Yeah. So I'll never forget. I get you through, and I was so excited as soon as I got you through. Tokyo.
He don't even pull no place or stop
Fuck
a block
no.
away
Fuck
or nothing.
no.
He didn't pull up under a tree in the alley or nothing. He pulls right up in the fucking parking lot, pops the truck. Come on, man, get out. And people going into the club and they looking like, well, why the fuck is he getting out of the truck in his car?
I just didn't want no one to see me, man. So
Yeah,
I
right.
left his ass in the damn truck.
Had we would have got caught, we probably still be over there.
I just didn't want to take no chances, man. So I kept his ass in the truck.
And then he pulls up. I'm like, well, you gonna stop before he get there to let me out and I can sit in the front seat. No. He pops this trunk and then sticks his chest out like, yeah, motherfucker, we did it. Come on, man, get out the truck. And people looking like, what the fuck is Chuck doing? Why is this black man getting out the fucking truck in his
Oh my
car?
God, bro. Oh my God. So listen, I got to bring up another show. Buffalo, New York. So listen, we're in Buffalo. We blew it up. We both did good. We both made good money. And we bring some girls back to the thing, right? So, like I said, I took my little go-go juice and I got a little action, got some. So I got done, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm angry, hungry. Next thing you know, Toke's still over there. Waka, yaka, yaka, smacking. Waka, ookie, yaka, I'm like, what the fuck, Toke? All of a sudden, I had bubble guts.
No. I said, what the fuck?
Hold
Chuck?
on.
No. Go ahead,
Hold
tell
on,
him.
let me tell-
Because you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
know. So listen, they're over there fucking, right? I'm acting like I'm asleep, so I'm not paying attention. I'm actually watching low key. I'm like, yeah, look at my boy.
No, he over there
No,
fucking.
hold on, let me finish. Toe, you don't tell the story right like I do.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, no.
Right.
So anyway, he's over there. So I go, I let off gas.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. I go, excuse me.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Then you go,
I cannot
hold
tell
on,
you.
hold on.
No. You had your turn.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how bad this motherfucker stunk the room up. Then he over there giggling because he didn't let it out, thinking we're not going to smell that shit.
Bro.
That shit made both of us stick to the wall, looking at him. He laughing. Oh, and mind you, at the time, he's super ripped up. And his sugar stuff, so he don't really try to lose a lot of body fat. But now he didn't went to New York. He didn't blow it up. He's super ripped up. But that shit, I've never, ever smelled anything that bad. So we got to get up and go into the bathroom
to finish.
There's a guy laying on the floor. He been asleep the whole time all this going on.
Woke his ass up.
He gets
What
up
the
and like, what
fuck?
the fuck, man? What's going on? What the fuck? God damn. You know, he's looking around. And this motherfucker's over here. Hardy, chuckle.
It was one of them diabetic farts, man. And back then, them motherfuckers stunk.
What you mean back then? I still smell that shit today.
Man, bro. Shit. Nah. We'd clear this motherfucking basement out for real.
Dude, yeah.
We would clear this bitch out.
So he didn't stink up the show, but he stunk up
The room.
the show.
Yeah. The Triple X rated show.
Yeah. You a wild boy.
Now this is a story that I want to get to before we close out. It was crazy because I was at work about a month ago, and I get a phone call, from this lady. She goes, Chuck D, I was one of the promoters on your St. Louis show and the one you did in East St. Louis. And I was like, hey, what's up? And I remembered the name, right? I can't remember it now, but we became friends on Facebook after she got a hold of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was like God sent, right? She goes, Chuck, I remember your price was $350.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that. That's what I charged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I remember only giving you $250 and saying, look, I paid all the other dancers. I know.
I remember that.
I know I flew you in.
I remember that.
I know I flew you in. I'll pay you $100. I'll make it up to you. I says, hey, no problem. No disrespect. I made good money at the show. Just whenever you can get it, give it to me. 25 years later, this lady gets a hold of me and says, Chuck, I know you don't know me after I remember, but we started talking. She goes, I want to make things right. I said, what do you mean you want to make things right? She goes, I still owe you $150. I want to cash app you the money. This was a month ago. After all these years.
Wow.
25 years ago. 25 years ago.
Wow.
Bro. She cashed at me the money. She goes, I turned my life over to God, and I want to make right with the people that I did wrong.
Wow.
She goes, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was a blessing, man.
And I didn't know how to get a hold of you, but she goes, I started looking through like Facebooks and, this, and then seeing you worked at this place. And then I called, and then luckily you were working, and I got a hold of you. And I was like, man, that is like, even to make an impression on a woman like that too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
To make an impression like that, and then for her to like say like, wow, Chuck, you know what I mean? Like after all these years, be able to get a hold of me and to be able to contact me like that. I just thought that was like God sent.
Yeah, it was.
And like I said, now we became friends on Facebook. I check on her, see how she's doing. And it was just crazy to think that somebody would still think of you after all these years and do that.
Yeah.
And do that.
Because there's a few people I ran into, and the motherfuckers still owe me money and they ain't sending me shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good blessing, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
To even, think of something like that. So, what I was trying to get at, too, is like, man, people in life, sometimes they do people wrong. But sometimes people will come back and try to make it up to you. It's too far fetched that most people will do it, but there is special people out there who will do it. You know what I mean? So it's one of them type of things that you will appreciate things that happen like that in life. And when people that come back and do things in life like that to help you out. And I thought it was crazy. And then I want to end it with one more topic before we close it out. We're going to get to this. Chicago. Do you remember Chicago? So
which time?
So this guy, we're going to go do a show for a guy named Honey Love. I said, okay, bet, let's go to Chicago. Yeah, we're going to stay in a hotel. We get there. Next thing you know, we go in this guy's basement. But on the way there, you know that movie Cabrini? What is it called?
Candyman.
Candyman and Cabrini Green. Yeah, that's right there. I'm like, so we're staying 2 blocks from Cabrini Green, bro? What the fuck you got me? I said, oh, man, I was tripping. Yeah, but I got some bad news, Chuck. And they'd always put you to break it up to me, too. The bad news part.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you tell them. Okay. So well, we don't got no hotel room, but we're going to have to sleep in this dude's basement.
Right.
Now, mind you, we get in the basement. Go ahead and tell them.
We down in the basement. We figured out, well, damn, man, we need some food. How we going to get something? We ain't got no transportation, no nothing. All of a sudden, it sound like Beirut outside.
Oh, bruh.
We already low, but I mean, it literally sound like Beirut.
Man, gunshots were going off. We're ducking. We're hiding. I told Tokyo, don't ever bring me no shit like this again in your life. I got mad. I was pissed. We did good show. And as soon as that fucking show was left, bro, Oh, you guys gonna stay another night?
Hell
no.
And I told Chuck that was a payback for the room that you smelled.
Yeah, you almost got me killed over that shit. Man, fuck that.
Yeah, we didn't have some wild stories. Quick story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forbidden pleasure. We're in Texas. One of the guys had went down there. We took him. He was a rookie named Martell. He's a rookie.
I remember Martell.
Yeah. He's a rookie. We take him down there. All of a sudden, he didn't fell in love with some chick.
Ooh.
Now, mind you, while we leaving the club, there's a car, random car, just parked away from everybody. I'm just looking because I'm like kind of paranoid, and I'm like, dang, why that car way over there and everybody else over here? The car starts up, no lights, nothing. Burns rubber straight towards us. I'm looking like, oh shit, they're about to hit us. So we scramble to get on the car. The car goes around us, hits the driveway, does a 180 turn out, boom, takes off. I tell him, I say, man, that was that chick you was messing with.
Damn.
2 weeks later, he's back down in Texas. Oh, I'm going to get things together with her. And when you guys come down, I'll have an apartment and everything will be great.
I can see where this is going.
So we finally get down there. We're late. So we're like a half an hour late. We get a call. We going straight to the club, but we get a call. And he's like, hey, man, can y'all come and pick me up? What you mean pick you up? Your girl ain't took you to the club? No, man. She locked me in the house and I can't get out and she not here. So we go to where he's at. Mind you, we get there. There's bars all over the windows. We like, how we gonna get him out? So me and Pit Viper, we're on the side of the house. Because we gym rats. We yanking these bars. We finally get the bars to bend. He throws his bag out.
You had to break Martell out of the house.
We throw his bag out. He squeeze out. Me and Pitt, man, we cussing and everything. We get him to the car. We get in the car. We driving off. All of a sudden, we see this lady like, stop. It was his girl.
Ooh.
What the fuck are y'all doing? Wait for me. Wait for
you. Man, get the
man,
fuck
we
out
about to run her ass
We
over.
ain't waiting for shit.
We take off. We laughing at the same time, but we mad. Why when we get to the club,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, she's sitting right there in the front row.
Man, that's crazy. You know, like I said, this is only part one. Me and Tokyo could go on for days and days. We got stories
Yeah, we
and
got
stories and
some
stories.
stories.
But what I want you to do is I want you to promote your clothing line. I want to put it on the air for you. So I want you to say everything about, your clothing line, your martial arts line. I want you to give a shout out to everything that you're promoting.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Chuck D After Dark. This my guy.
Love you.
Continue to check him out. Trust me, he got some great guests coming. And I'm glad to be one of the first people here.
You
As
are
he
the
said,
first. You are the first. You are my first interviewee.
All right. Hey, I'm
So-
happy. I'm honored.
I had to get somebody that I was familiar with and that I love dearly. But make sure you promote your clothing line.
All right, everybody. The name of my fitness or streetwear is called Superhero 313
Okay.
Fitness and Entertainment.
Okay.
And then there's also Superhero 313 Fitness and Entertainment. I do hoodies. I got
And that's my sweatshirt before you
hats.
leave. I'm just letting you know.
I got hoodies. I
I don't
got
give a
hats.
fuck what
I
you
got
say.
female hoodies. I got T-shirts. All different types of T-shirts. I got, as you can see,
And hold on.
bucket
Look-
caps, baseball caps.
Hey,
skull
hold on.
caps.
And
What's that?
And look what Tokyo gets for being on my show today.
Oh
That
yeah,
just come
yeah.
off the
I gotta
press.
have it. I
That
gotta
just
have
come off
it.
the press.
Yes.
He's getting the first ever in history Chuck D After Dark.
Show him the back.
T-shirt.
Show him the back.
First ever in history.
So yeah, you can tune in. Stay tuned in. We got a lot of stuff coming. You can find me on Facebook at TOKKYOFAISON. You can find me on Instagram at TOKKYO FAISON.
So if you ever guys need a stunt double or anybody acrobatics or fitness, anything, make sure you guys hit him up on his website.
Exactly.
And
Drone
don't forget.
operation.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna tune out because I gotta go. I'm starting to get a little hungry, and we're gonna close the show, man. I just want to tell you how much you mean to me.
No, you mean
How much you meant to
I
me.
love you more, man.
All these years, I looked up to you and all the guys that I performed with. I think all you guys are amazing over there at Henry's Palace, Watts, UBQs,
You mean used
Danny's.
to be.
And like I said, I'm just giving, it's like a fraternity. Anybody who's in the dance and entertainment business, it's like a fraternity. Nobody understands our world but us.
That's right.
But that's why we're trying to bring this to light. That's why I'm having this show, is to bring you the stories of how we used to live and how we used to go through things in life. So without further ado, I'm going to close it out. That's Chuck D After Dark Podcast. Make sure you guys go to my page on YouTube, Facebook, or Spotify. That's Chuck D After Dark Podcast. Strip club stories, nightlife, music, uncensored. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that button, and make sure you guys check out this episode. This is motherfucking fire. So, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a blessed night. Peace.